Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Talking Pluribus, Phil's recap and review, Season 1, Episode 5, Gut Milk, and wow, what an episode. And most importantly, like the most important question going after this, what is it?
Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What is in the damn box? Is it dead bodies? Is it something else? Wow, what an episode of Pluribus. It keeps getting more intense
With
for
AI.
me.
You can
Oh my
create
goodness,
any
I'm
character you want in a second.
Here we go. Welcome back, everybody, and I am excited to talk about this episode. So much interesting stuff happened in this particular episode. It broke it apart. It really got into the depths of it, into what these things can do. They may be agreeable, they may like her, they may say good things, but they are the most passive-aggressive, friendly species in the universe, I guess we should say. But welcome back, everybody. If you haven't joined us for one of these, please jump in the live chat if you're joining live. If you're watching the podcast later, thank you so much. And make sure you share your thoughts as well, whether you send me an email at theissuesguy@gmail.com or send a voicemail at 781-990-8509. We're going to break apart this episode beat for beat, go through it all. But the most important thing coming out of this episode, really, the most important thing is the fact that Howard Hamlin made a guest appearance. We have all sorts of, like, I like how they're doing the Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad stuff. It's subtle. It's a little bit, they're... If you didn't watch those shows, it's not going to be in your face and something you're not going to get. But if you know that voice, you know that voice. And I thought that was really fun at the beginning or all throughout this episode. Every time she had to call that damn hotline and hear the message again. And it reminded me of when you have to call certain hotlines or certain phone numbers to get through all the messages, and you just start beep beep 666665555. Just get me to the damn operator, whatever you're gonna do. And I thought that was a funny way, and the way that they're being so passive aggressive to avoid talking to her in any instance possible is ridiculously hilarious for me. And the fact that they picked Howard Hamlin to do that, I thought was just a perfect pick of a voice, and his robotic inflections it can't be missed anywhere. But if you never watched Better Call Saul, it's not important. It just sounds like a very engaged voice, another character, another creature, another person, another thing that's engaged within this hive mind. But that's a little. They need their space right now. It's not you. It's me. We like you, Carol. We still have a crush on you. We still want to make you happy, but we can't see you right now. Don't you just love that? Don't you love when people say that? Hey, but I'm not alone. Of course, I have with me the live chat with you guys right here. Samuel's finishing up the episode. Where can I watch this on you can find it on Apple. You can sign up for a free trial for a week. Sign up real quick. Other than that, the pirate waters should be raging soon. Not that I condone that kind of activity, but it does exist, and it should be up soon. Uncle Phil, there's no chance it was dead bodies. Think bigger. She knows that they killed 11 million people in one shot. Herself finding a dead body at this point wouldn't elicit that kind of a reaction. Excellent point. What else could that be? And I think that's something we should look at throughout tonight. I'm not saying I'm sold 100% on the dead bodies. There's just something about what are they ingesting and what's, are they turning the food? It's not that I need to watch what I watched again. This is one of those things where this show begs for rewatches of the episodes to pick up every little thing. And we're going to break apart that scene with the dog food and all of that. But the vibe I was getting was whatever she found it has to do with what they're feeding themselves. And so my mind went to eating people. That's just where my mind went. That they somehow were recycling the dead into a substance to give themselves nourishment because it was the most high in protein substance that they could calculate was possible. Again, I'm taking this 10 million steps down the road. You're very accurate to say that in the live chat. Who said that? Who said that in the live chat? Who said that? I want to give credit. Dreams, you're 100% correct that I think in general, for myself, I'm not thinking big enough, and sometimes I'm thinking too big. I think this show in some ways is a gigantic Rorschach test. Is that the correct expression? For what you like so many of the aspects, so many of the themes and ideas of this show, I think everyone sees something different in it, and I think that's intentional. But as for the specific things in it, I do think so much of what's great about Vince and his team historically is you can't outthink them always. Sometimes you can put your finger on what's going to happen, but usually throughout both series, in my experience anyways, if someone's going to put their hand up and go, no, well, I knew it was going to happen the whole time, Phil. Of course you did. But shut up. But besides that strange random person in my peripheral, I'm always a little taken on a roller coaster ride by Vince and his team. It's fun to speculate what they could do, and then they always just drag me left, right, up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. They basically take me on a whole Contra adventure that I cannot comprehend. So, and I expect the same thing. I expect something happening before the end of this season that turns this whole thing on its head to a certain extent. Something that's and there's been a lot of unexpected stuff that's happened. No more hilarious than the drone with the trash crashing into the streetlight. That was pure dark. This is a very funny episode for me. This was pure comedic gold at so many different points, and it was so beautifully shot. And the music in this episode, the way it connected to what was going on in screen, some of the color shades that they used, where they showed her as everyone was emptying out the hospital, where she's in the dark sleeping, and they have this sort of green tint to everything that's going on there. And then they flash out to outside where the sun is shining. There's happy music playing, and they're all organizing as they're all mass exodusing town. Let's get into the live chat and see what some of the people have to say. And as I mentioned, we do have that voicemail line for the podcast listeners after the fact, but you can also call that line during the show at 781-990-8509 if you want to get your thought in. If I am missing what you say in the chat and you want to make sure I see it, you can also text that number, 781-990-8509. Or if you're somewhere else and calling is not easy, you can email me at theissuesguy@gmail.com. So let me see. What are we doing over here? Okay, so let's get in the live chat. We got Real Cinema Therapy. Great to see Real Cinema Therapy. We got Sonic, your boy. We got Rom. We got Mark A. Houston, who never rushes the damn process. Let's see. Sonic should definitely join us. Sonic says, hello, Phil. Hello, Phil. This is a recording. At the tone, you can leave a message requesting anything you need. We'll do the best to provide it. We don't want to touch you. We don't want to smell you. We don't want to go anywhere near you, Carol, because you're a horrible person, Carol. You should be alone, Carol. We hate you. Carol, we're scared of you, and we're working actively on a way to kill you. I mean, why don't they just say what they mean? I mean, they may not be able to lie, but they can definitely omit the fact that they just want to kill her. And I think what's so interesting is how much Carol wanted them to leave her alone, but when she starts getting into it, she needs them for so much that she keeps calling them. Like, how many times did she call that hotline tonight? Was it 3 or 4 times she called the damn hotline? So we got to hear the wonderful tone of Howard Hamlin. Welcome to Hamlin and McGill. Okay, yes, for sure. For sure was weird because why are they repurposing these dog food bags? It likely has to do with the properties of the dog food bags in terms of the preservation of it. Interesting. Okay, so you're saying that the food, that all that aspect that they may be storing in the dog food bags because dog food bags have sort of an inherent sealing quality that can allow food to last and travel and be shipped over large distances without having much degradation to it. Essentially, we're just spitballing things right here because this is what we are. We're literally, what was it? How long ago this episode ended? Like an hour ago, this episode ended, or something like that. And so it's a lot to take in. So we're throwing shit at the wall here. Some of it will stick, some of it won't. And I appreciate everyone in the live chat who's truly, and people that are listening to this podcast. And thank you to everyone that's been listening. I truly appreciate that. And any of you guys are way smarter than me. So I rely on you for the information. Otherwise, I'm a fool. I'm a child that's wandered into the room, dude. Yeah, I'm the dude. You're the dude. No, you're the man. I'm the man. You're the dude. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Phil. Oh, we do have a text message. I want to know what's in the box. Phil, tell me what's in the box. Yes, we want to know what's in the box. And now we have to, as wonderful as it is that they released this episode early, and I'm excited. I'm not complaining about it. But now we have to wait extra days for the next episode. Now extra. We have extra time. Yeah, maybe some of it's holiday time, so it may go by quicker. But still, now we have extra time. I wonder if they're going to do this for the season finale as well, which happens to air on Christmas Day night here in the East Coast. Like it's a different day somewhere else. I mean, I guess it is sometime at this point it's tomorrow or somewhere. But I wonder with the holiday and stuff. So she also, the other big thing that happens in this episode, she records several. And what's with Breaking Bad did this? I'm pretty sure Saul did this at one point in time, like recording video messages to yourself or to other people or something like that, like having the camcorder. Vince Gilligan is keeping the camcorder alive in television shows. And I was gonna say in cinema, but yeah, we'll call him a movie maker. Let's keep going. But yeah, for sure. Let's see. And Miss Burnt Toast. Great name, Miss Burnt Toast. Dead fucking bodies for sure. And the first few episodes had milk trucks picking. And that's I think where my mind, Miss Burnt Toast verbalized this in a better way than I could. Because I didn't know why my mind autocorrected to dead bodies. Yes, I do remember the milk trucks were picking up the dead bodies. And didn't they go to grab Helen at one point? She's like, no, I'm keeping Helen. So maybe that's possible. I've seen that a few times. Solvent Green is people, and people in the movie Solvent Green, the world is overpopulated and the environment is ruined. A detective uncovers a government's main food source is a green wafer called Solvent Green, made from the bodies of the deceased. So this could wrap into that particular situation. I saw a lot of people posting and mentioning and saying those words. Saying the words that I just said that I had to look up to tell you, to repeat. This is what this means. And I don't know, Gary. I don't know if I got milk. Got milk? At first, I thought the milk thing was just going to be a, how do I say this? Not an inside joke, but just sometimes episode titles have nothing to do with the actual episode. And we started the episode watching somebody like sipping a milk container. And then this is my mindset to go watch it while I'm watching the episode with the whole milk thing. So then I'm like, oh, okay, we got milk over with. The episode starts with a shot of milk. So that's the whole thing with the milk. Then we move on and she starts finding the milk everywhere. And I'm like, oh, I guess they like drinking the milk or they're ditching the milk. And then I didn't realize that they were all the little mini cartons. That's the other thing that we have to sort of look at from the milk standpoint. But again, I think it's amazing that I'm sitting here, analyzing and debating the structures, the receptacle size of the milk and if it has relevancy. But I do think it begs asking the question, why are they using the little milk things? It doesn't seem like they're not using the 1 liter ones or the little plastic bottles and stuff. They specifically mentioned they were the little kid ones. You know, they got the pink one, the strawberry milk, the chocolate milk one, and the regular milk. They're using all of them. It's all the same gooey substance. It's like the consistency of olive oil, but slimier, but grosser. I don't know. I'm still working on something that when I say I don't know on the live stream, somehow green slime hits me in my gizzard. We got the Warlord. Oh my goodness. VF Warlord. It would be VFW our Lord forever. VF, great to see you. That ending made me so mad. I had to drink a beer. Like, what the fuck? Me too. I'm not a beer, but a drink. I had to drink an animal. I'm not conditioned to these cliffhanger type things. I don't want to have to deal with this. What is this? Don't do this to me. Vince, why are you doing this to me? Now I'm going to have to eat my Thanksgiving lasagna, my buy yourself lasagna. There we go. We're back. My camera was about to fall, so I had to save it. YouTube is pretty low. They're putting ads. Oh, they're putting ads. Oh my goodness. And I elect, not wanting to go too far down this road, I elect out of every one I could put in. They're like, do you want to put automated mid? No, I don't. And like right now on the screen, they're like, if you put an ad in right now, it could really. No, I don't want to put an ad in right now, Carol. Go fuck yourself. And now they're putting it in the chat. Bastards. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry you have to deal with such madness in the live chat. Did anyone? Yes, absolutely, Thisby. It was Howard damn Hamlin, Patrick Fabian. I love the cameo. I love the fact that we got him. It makes me happy on all sorts of amazing levels. Anytime we have any sort of association to our Better Call Saul cast or Breaking Bad universe, and I like how they're doing the crossover and the cameos and stuff. I'd like to think in my head, it's really Howard Hamlin. For whatever it's worth, Ray Seahorn did a AMA on Reddit as her character Carol. Like it was like answering questions in Carol's voice, and I asked a question and I got it answered. My question was, if she could essentially it was, could you recommend, who would you recommend as a good lawyer in the Albuquerque area? Like, who's your lawyer in the Albuquerque area? And she responded back, what would make you think I'd need legal counsel? So there we go. I wanted to get to see if I could see the ultimate situation where she as much as you would think I'd want her to say, oh, of course, Better Call Saul. No, I wanted her to suggest Kim Wexler. I wanted to see the Back to the Future thing. Like when you face yourself, it will create a paradox of epic proportion, and the whole world will explode when Kim Wexler meets Carol. Yeah, in my mind, that's who her lawyer is. It's Kim. Kim came out of retirement, and she's her lawyer. The drone crash was really ridiculously hilarious. I was giggling. There were several times in this episode that I was straight outwardly giggling, and a couple points that it straight up made me laugh. Like when that thing spun around twice and smashed, I just lost it. I sort of dropped my notes and just laughed my fucking stupid ass off. It was great. They obviously were, they wanted her to perish. I wouldn't be surprised if they led the friggin' wolves in there. Oh my goodness. We get a super chat from Michael. I think it was Michael. Thank you so much, Michael. Let's get to that right away. A thumbs up. Thank you, Michael. Thumbs up to you, my friend. And let me spin the wheel for you. It's been a while since I spun the wheel, but I'll get up in a second and I'll spin that thing for you as soon as I catch up on the chat. But thank you so much for that super chat. It means more than you know. Phil, would Slip and Jimmy be able to outwit the aliens in making a cure? You bet your sweet ass he would. I'd want Jimmy on my side. He'd end up creating like a squat cobbler situation, and they'd be in big trouble. The dead are being prepared for the aliens that originally sent out the code to examine or eat. Absolutely a possibility too, JT Moore. I think part of the amazingness of this show, and I mentioned this a bit earlier, is it's like, and I think Vince created this in this way. He has said on a couple occasions, he has more of an idea of where this ends and the points that this is going to eventually hit, more than he did necessarily in his other two shows. That being said, he is more ambiguous on a lot of things with this show and has a lot of flexibilities, and certain things of the ideas of what it means, he's intentionally creating it in a way that we as a viewer interpret it in whatever's going on inside of us. And I want to find the exact quote because I'm pulling this quote out my ass a little bit, but he does, I have heard him say something to that effect. We got the amazing DJ Better in the live chat. Hope you're doing good, DJ. Phil, but Sleeping Jimmy would be amazing. We need, hey, Bill Chill in the live chat too. We definitely need some flashbacks, flash forwards, lots of stuff. 1 second, everybody. Oh, and that landed on, number 12. Number 12 is Take a Shot. Oh my goodness. So here we go. Toast to you. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. It means more than you know. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone in Pluribus. Everyone that's listening to this, everyone that's watching this at any point in time. Cheers to everybody. Toast. Toast to our super chatter. Golly. Okay. So resistance is definitely extremely futile. Let's not break up the script here. Resistance is completely futile. So, but yeah, Slippin' Jimmy would not. Slippin' Jimmy, let's be real. Slippin' Jimmy would not stand a damn chance. Dream says Vince Gilligan knows how to write, and he immediately diverts your attention from it by bringing it back to this mystery box, which is quite literally in the end of the episode. Like literally the mystery box at the end of the episode. He's not even messing around with it. He's literally bringing us a mystery box at the end of this episode. And I think it's cool too, because so much of this show almost diverts you from the mystery box aspect of it, because you have, I'm not going to call her satirical, but you have a character that, for me anyways, is very much balancing a very fine tightrope of a performance, and she's walking it. She's running down that. Give Ray all the awards, because she's simultaneously leading a dark comedy and a mystery box series, and she's doing both of those things extremely credibly, and also showing a lot of human emotions about losing someone, about feeling alone, about discovering your partner's real thoughts of your creative work, stuff we were talking about last week. So much of who she is as a character and who she is as a person feels so multi-layered. And it feels like at times she's delivering different kinds of performances, but they all hook in together in a really amazing way. And in this episode alone, she excels at that fucking comedy, and she has these moments where she shows the varied emotions. That whole scene with the wolves digging up the corpse, like you could just, part of it was how it was filmed, but a lot of it was her performance, that you could just feel that energy shift as she realizes what's happening, as she gets scared, as she bounces, it gets deadly serious, deadly quick. And then it shifts into friggin' hilarity again. Back and forth and back and forth. And then at the end of this episode, I am with her fear. Like, they focus the camera directly on her, and they have her walking towards us through most of that. And the way that whoever directed this episode set up that shot was fucking genius. Because they have her walking towards us, so all we get is her perspective moving forward. And it just, for me, it elicited so much emotion. And part of when you have a character that cracks wise as much she does, son of a bitch, fuck, oh, motherfucker. She's every other word when she's dealing with these real crazy intense situations. She has a comedic tone to the way she handles it. Except when she doesn't. And when she doesn't, it's important and it brings you in. It reminds me, not the same exact thing, but because this isn't a one-for-one. I just mean what this movie pulls off. Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, is a hilarious movie. Or if you don't find it funny, but whatever. To the people that find it funny, it's hilarious. But there's a few moments in it, and it starts with the very beginning of it, where it knows how to just give you the right moments of like, oh, this is a little scary and this is fucking serious. And with the librarian, they started out like they're in a serious situation, even though we have characters that have a humor to them. And Carol has a humor to him, not to her, not as much as the Ghostbusters, for instance, but She definitely does in a way that she just shit talks. She's a shit talker. She's a Joe. She's just some of this, fuck this shit. This sucks. You suck. Fuck you. And go fuck yourself. You're disappointing me. Go. If any of you guys want to not die and be idiots, don't give that motherfucker my number ever again. The hell with her. You know, she's funny. At least I find her funny. And it's not an easy thing to do, to be playing that funny and then balance it out with pulling off some of the stuff you did at the end of this episode, or in the wolf scene, or in these moments when she's alone and you can see her feel the weight of the fact that she's now all alone and she has to deal with herself. A feeling I know well. It's just, it brings it all together. It's being cooked in a wonderful, wonderful simmering pot of stew that I think people are like, I fucking hate stew. I don't really like stew either, but I think it's a souffle. It's something you cook slow. I don't know. That's the only thing. I have a limited knowledge of all things. Like there's not that I know a very little bit about very few things, and so my cooking knowledge is when I think about something that you cook slow, I think a stew. Oh, great to see Miles in the live chat, and it's great to be here as well. Funny enough, I was just thinking about From, and cannot wait for that season to start and getting to talk to Tony each week about that awesome series. And again, thank you, Michael. Bill Chill is amazing. Almost 1 billion bodies and they can't kill for food. This show is filled with symbolism for grief. Tons of symbolism for grief. Real cinema therapy. And even in the colors, in the music, in the situations that are happening, in the variations, in the metaphors based on these particular situations. The storage unit guy, Manus, whatever his name is, Paraguay guy, will have an interesting story once his food in the dog food runs out. It's going to be fun when they come together. And I'm sure it's not going to happen until the end of the season. But still, I hope we see him again. DJ says, I'm confused. Wasn't this episode supposed to be released tomorrow? Apple Plus, whenever you hear something like Apple Plus was releasing their show on Friday, or if they say, like in this case, they said they moved it up from Friday to Wednesday, that means, and I'll do it from my time zone just because, and then you can do your own math because math is another one of the many things I don't know anything about. But East Coast time, it's 9 p.m. the night before. So if it was releasing on Fridays, it releases every Thursday night at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Because they released it on Wednesday this week because of the Thanksgiving in USA, they decided to sorry, something caught my eye on the side of the apartment. They decided to release it a couple days earlier to avoid the holiday or Stranger Things. I'm not sure what they wanted to avoid, but either way, they decided to jack it up a couple of days. And because of that, it was being released on Wednesday, which means Tuesday night, and here we are. Are we confused? Am I confused? I confused myself, but I think I somewhat explained it. If you hear Apple Plus say and I feel like this is a secret, and I know it's not. They just do it on a different time zone. But I feel like it's a secret. I don't want too many people to know about it because I don't want it to release the next day. I don't want Apple to go, oh, wait, too many people know about this. We're going to switch the release time. Or the marketing. It is confusing, though. You know, so yes. So that's what's happening, Miss DJ. I think it's bugs, grubs, insects, and they're making solvent green. It could be bugs and grubs and lots of gross things, too. Ickies. Ray is very impressive to be carrying a show single-handedly and maintaining a high audience. Seriously. She is, and that's an excellent point. She's doing this virtually all by herself, too. Not just all these multiple layers of character elements, the humor, the drama, the fear, the frustration, all of which she's depicting. She's also virtually, especially an episode like tonight, she basically just carried this episode. It was her in Howard Hamlin's voice, right? Am I missing anything else that happened? Did she see any other people? And Wolves. We got Wolves, Howard Hamlin's voice, in Ray. That's it. Unless I'm missing something. Drones. drones, robots. It's like batteries not included too. The batteries not included robots made an appearance. So other than that, that's just about, so she single-handedly performed her butt off tonight. Everyone, I hope you toasted some damn drinks. And we also have a poll set up in the live chat tonight. What's in the box? Dead bodies, something else, or milk? Because I think those are the three most, probable things. This show is filled... Oh, I already read that one. I love some good beef stew. Good point, Bill, about the connection to the dog food. It is a good point. I thought it was at 6 p.m. for me. We got the amazing Mandrell in the live chat. Good buddy Mandrell. Great to see you. Great to see my friends. Great to see, especially, we have Steph Snow in the live chat. I was about to call you by your Discord name that I was surprised by. I was like, I went across your Discord. I was like, oh, yes, Miss Steph Snow. That's right. Phil, I wish my YouTube handle said Steph Snow. Me too. I wish it said your Discord name. What is this show? I'm behind the buzz. What is the synopsis, Phil? The synopsis of this show is the most miserable person in the world has to save the world from happiness. Other than that, I feel like if you're going to watch it, it's one of those shows that it's better you know nothing going in. But essentially, it is about a virus that's taking over the world. And a handful of people are immune, and we're following one of them, essentially. And everything that happens amongst that. It's a dark comedy, but it also has some thriller and mystery box elements as well. They outed you without your permission. They did. They did. 100%. Yes, it's called Better... My mind went to something horrible. With those dire wolves, I thought they might have been. I expected Dimeria to show up there with all those wolves. 6 p.m. for me. Oh, Solvent Green. A lot of people are saying that that's what they were making when she was looking at the gooey substance like that, the olive oil-like substance. It certainly has some associations for that. So there was a delayed reaction to whatever she saw, which denotes a moment or two of contemplation. Dreams is killing it in the live chat tonight, by the way. I'm not sure bodies are something you'd stop to think about when you discover them. So, and I'd have to rewatch it, but in my memory too, it was like, and you're right. Unless it wasn't clear that it was bodies at first, like they were stored in a weird way. But yeah, it did seem like it was more of a, and I'm sorry for that. That's why I'm not in this show because of my amazing acting performance. But it seemed to be some sort of double taker of some sort. If anyone wants to, please, somebody help Steph Snow. She wants to change her damn screen name so she's not doxing herself with her full name in the live chat. She wants to go back to Miss Snow. She wants to get her marriage back with John. They've worked things out. Her and Jon Snow are figuring this out. Let's get her in the live chat. We got Loner Incognito. Oh my goodness. Name I haven't seen in a while, but it's amazing to see. Phil, what's up? Do not watch the show. Just wanted to say hello. It doesn't matter if you watch the show or not. All I care is that you jump in the live chat, say hello. And if you're jumping in this chat, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as I know you did anyway. And eventually I will match up on a show you watch again. We got lots of cool stuff coming up this year. Next one after this that I'm going to be talking about is Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So which comes in January. So I cannot wait for that. But yeah, you're just doxing yourself all day. Not tonight, John Haymaker. What's good? You doing anything for Stranger Things? Not sure yet, Bill Tron. Maybe. I got to see tomorrow night how it's going and if I have a chance to watch it or end up out for some reason, which I sometimes do on that night. I think if I do something for Stranger Things, it'll probably be after this, like in the break. But we'll see. We'll see how motivated I am after the episode airs and stuff like that. I like how they're doing it. I don't want to go too far down the road. We'll talk a little bit more about Stranger Things at the end, but that's premiering tomorrow. And I don't know if they switched this to avoid that. We'll see. I'm not sure. Or if it was just for Thanksgiving, but it is interesting how they're releasing that. Maybe this could be a new normal for streaming releases. So, you know what? Let's not waste any more time. We've had the little foreplay going on here, but let's not waste any more time. And let's get right into this. Let's get into the recap. Oh shit. What the hell? Whoa. That was like a double play craziness right there. I don't know how to stop it. There we go. I messed up. Let's try it. Let's double take on that one. We gotta do that again. I messed that up. That was the worst recap of all time. Let's do this one more time. Recap, everybody. Come on, give it to me, Miles. Recap! My dog was like, I'll eat you, Carol. I will just eat you the hell out. Eat you the hell out, Carol. What the hell? Okay, here we go with the recap. So we open up this episode with a beeping and slurping subtitle that says drinking milk. Now we see someone drinking some milk. The subtitle said beeping and slurping, which I thought was a funny way to start the episode. Just like blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you just get in the background, people that are listening to the audio cast, you just see my Ninja Turtle PJ butt dancing in the air with my dog's face buried inside me. And yes, I meant that as dirty as it sounded. Exactly as dirty as that damn sounded, mother grabbers. Okay, so yeah, as we wake up to the beeping, the sweeping, and the bleeping. Moni Sunshine in the live chat. Wait, no big surprises here. The fact you're rocking a nice sweater vest with a blazer with Ninja Turtle PJs. Hey, I'm like the judge on Night Court. Well, you don't see what's below the waist. I could be wearing, you'd be lucky I'm wearing pants, Beltron. The people that are listening to the audio cast, they don't know what I'm wearing. I could be wearing, a Captain Kangaroo costume. They won't know. Okay, so we open up to some beeping and slurping and beeping and slurping. Yeah, there's some beeping and slurping. That's what it said. It said it on the screen. It's like beeping and slurping. You just... John Amick is distracted by my dog Quark, who was really upset that I ruined his time. It's because I went over there and I messed up his whole situation dancing. But yeah, we see someone in the hospital sipping milk, and then we get this whole like hospital vibe, and it almost looks like the start of the Scrubs. Like it almost, I can do this all on my own. I was humming it to myself as the episode starts. And Carol's there squeezing a duck toy as the phone rings. And it is, as always, I feel like I'm stuck in the Breaking Bad Better Call Saul place here where I don't know if I can not mention it, but I also don't want to be redundant to say there were so many beautiful shots in this episode. The car driving shot later in the episode that they had was like a visual way of showing driving I'd never seen in a television or a movie before. And maybe it's been done before that way, but the way it visually looked to me was something I'd never seen before. And each one of these episodes has 2 or 3 moments like that in each episode. I'm excited for that as well, Bill. The first teaser just came out. Steph Snow wasn't available. Someone stole your name? That's hilarious. Anyways, but then she gets what I can only define as, how do I say this? She gets literally the stupidest phone call that any person has made in their entire fucking life. And the way that they set this phone call up, it drove me, it gave me the exact feeling I think they were going for in this moment. And Carol is acerbic. She's a little bit of an asshole, you know? So when you're watching sometimes a character like that, you might go fall into the trap of like everyone in the world being, oh yeah, she's an asshole. It's just George being George, you know, it's just Larry being Larry. And I can pick non-Seinfeld characters too. But, you know, that's just an asshole being an asshole. That's just Joe being Joe. That's just, you know, Phil's a prick. Just deal with it. But she's like, you made my son cry, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? You know, why'd you do this to these people? What's something? And the lie, she goes, is something wrong with you? No. Lax me, whatever your name is. Something's wrong with you. That you're placating this alien child. I want to go all Joe here, but you're placating this alien child and pretending it's your child. Your kid's dead. Or not dead, is in some sort of mental hold of some kind that there could possibly be a cure if you take the Sylvan Green milk carton shit out of their hands, possibly. Who knows? Or if you actually take this thing seriously for a second instead of just acting like nothing's wrong and enjoying the fact that you're one of the 12 people on Earth and you can get anything you want. Like, seriously, give me a fucking break. Nothing's wrong with Carol. Something seriously is wrong with you. She's like, what is wrong with you, Carol? No, you all should be yelling at these things like this and all testing out. And this still begs the question. It still keeps raising this thing I keep asking. Is Carol the only one that has the ability to do this, or is she the only one that's been mean to them? We need to spend more time with Manos, because he is the only other one that we've seen that would be mean to these things, but he stays enough away from them that he hasn't had the direct contact Carol has, because Carol might hate people, but she needs people, which makes a lot of sense if you're someone like me. You're like hate people and need people at the same time. It's a weird dichotomy. And not that I'm relating to Carol, but not that I'm Carol, but I'm relating to Carol in some ways. Yeah, the phone call did the same fucking thing to me. Yeah, Newman. Newman's being Newman. That's a spin-off series, Beltron. That's not a real Don't get me started. But seriously though, what kind of dumbasses are these most of these people? But I mean, I guess it's a choice you need to make in this situation. That, do you want to fight it? Do you want to try to live some semblance of life? Or do you want to risk fighting the world to try to stop it? I mean, I'd like to think I would be like Carol, but who knows? I don't have a kid, you know, and that's, you know, I have a dog. And it's still, we've seen wolves now. We've seen crows in this episode. We still haven't seen dogs. I just want to be clear that we've heard about mauling. We've heard about animal mauling. I was talking about animals earlier in the podcast, not tonight, in an earlier episode. And I did watch episodes again, and I missed some points where they talked about animal maulings and stuff. But we still haven't really heard about dogs and cats. And there's a lot of those in the world. So I'm just I'm still curious. Where are the fucking dogs? When I first was reading the description of this episode and they said something about howls, I should have thought about wolves, but initially I thought that we'd see dogs tonight, but they got to be somewhere, right? Like where are all the dogs? I mean, we see dog food tonight. And again, that's relevant as well. Is this all connected, the fact that we haven't seen dogs and cats? Are they eating the dogs? Are they dead dogs? No. They would much rather kill people than dogs. I don't think any show would do that to dogs. That'd make too many people upset. Is this show? I would say between this show, Shrinking, and Severance alone, those 3 shows, and there's more, but those 3 shows alone make it worth the trial. You know, you can get a subscription trial for it for a week. You can watch the first few episodes in a couple nights, and then if you enjoy it, keep your subscription. If not, ditch it. That's what I would do. Exactly, Haymaker. Sonic says those were coyotes, not wolves. No, they were dire wolves. I thought we figured that out. And also Ted Lasso. There's a bunch of other shows on Apple. Apple Plus has some good series. So Carol starts to try to tell her, I learned there was a cure, and she hangs up on her. Oh God, these people are pissing me off. So don't ever make her son cry. Don't ever put baby in the corner, apparently. So she's like, it's gonna be okay. Oh yeah, she goes in to go check on Zosha, and the nurse is like, she's gonna be fine. and then she walks out. And this completed my thought. At the end of the last episode, I was thinking that everyone looked like they were really upset at Carol, and that stood true tonight, where everyone is. We'll get into this in a second, why and how they verbalize it, which is in a very funny way that they verbalize how they need to stay away from her. Basically like a bad breakup, like they're breaking up, and they're in fight period of a relationship. Anyways, Carol lays down, and this is where we get some great set design with some great green colors on the inside, some dark green colors with her on the inside, and sad music playing, or sort of disconnected music playing. And then we sort of travel outside to where the light starts shining down, and we're with the joined as we get a switch in music to some happy, productive, triumphant music is the best way of saying it. And all these people are marching out of town and out of the hospital and going down the streets and getting into the trucks. But the music is so triumphant, it's almost creating a sense of disarray. And at the same time, they flash into inside, and they cut. And this is one of the best cuts that the series has had so far. It cuts from all this triumphant music and this disarray of all these people starting to flood out, and Carol, and then they cut to silence. And like muted, you can hear the song is muted, like you're hearing it through a wall. And Carol's like dark, like sleeping in the shade, in the green shade. And she heads in to go like look to see where Zosha was, and she's gone, and everyone's gone, and she's all alone in the hospital. And this is where we shift from a little bit more of a comedic tone for a second to her walking through an empty hospital, which is really an eerie thing. You don't see it in too many places. Probably one of the most eerie scenes in Godfather 1 is Michael walking around the hospital all alone, and then you hear the footsteps coming down the hallway. But there's something to me very haunting about being in a hospital alone. Ooh, interesting. Steph, keep any discussion you want going in the live chat. You don't have to stick to the subject in the live chat. The chat can go anywhere you want. This isn't school. And if it is, I want you to break the rules. Okay, so she has Zosha's gone, blah 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 blah. So she calls on the phone to her handlers, and she gets a voicemail that is, I wish I recorded it. It's Patrick Fabian, Howard Hamlin from Better Call Saul. We love you, Carol. Our feelings for you haven't changed. And if you need anything, this is a voice message. Please leave a voicemail, and we'll get it to you as soon as we can. Now remember, Carol, as I said, our feelings for you haven't changed. We just need our space right now. No, it was based on everything that's happened. I think we need our space right now. It's like, holy fuck, she just got ghosted by the Borg consciousness. They're just like, We can't spend time. We love you, but we can't spend time with you right now, so we're going to block you on all platforms. And you'll see in the rest of this episode the lengths that they go to avoid contacting and having any situation where Carol has direct contact to be able to kill any more of these motherfuckers. Exactly, straight to voicemail. They don't mess around. They're just like, technical difficulty, Carol, straight to voicemail. You blew one of us up with a grenade. And then you drugged one of us, and you keep killing us. Phil, could I fly a drone better? Drunk, I could fly a drone better. That thing was horrible. Rufio. Huh? Be comfortable with hospitals. It's where most of you were born. It's true. It is true. There's no reason to feel uncomfortable there. And great to see Nibs in the live chat. Slow Horses is also great. There's so many great shows on Apple Plus. I don't think you would have a lack of things to watch even if you tried the show and it wasn't your thing. So what else happens here in this scene? Yeah, she's like, we need a little space. And she's like, what the fuck? So she's on a mission. She's walking about some stairs to the roof. And I was talking about Ghostbusters earlier. This is why it was in my head, because her walking up the stairs. And I like how this show actually showed how tough it is to walk upstairs if you're not used to it. It's just she's climbing up the stairs. She's winded. She's just not used to it. And she looks around, and it's this great spinning landscape shot that sort of wraps into how off balance she is in this moment, realizing what's actually happening. And it was great hypnotizing spin shot that, again, just really encompassed all of Carol's visceral emotions in this moment of dealing with her world spinning out. And honestly, her frustration and her rage, which I can completely understand, I probably have as well. You should hear me talking to AI when I'm trying, or talking to Alexa sometimes when I'm trying to get them to, print out something simple or some shit. I'm vicious. And Carol is killing these things at an epic pace. And it's just the way they just all exit and the way she's sort of dealing with the realness of the moment of it all really, really gets it going. It really viscerally puts you in that moment right there. And this is the Vince Gilligan landscape shot music of the night now. No, that was the scratching my nose moment of the night. So she's on a mission. She's walking all around. She's looking at the city of Albuquerque emptying out. And this is, again, where we balance this out with some good fucking comedy. Have a good night, Steph. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? And she's just screaming almost in a Coming to America way. Yes, fuck you too. So we've come into our next scene, which is, I think, our only timestamp of the episode. I could be wrong, but I believe it's our only timestamp of the episode. Oh, we got another text message that says, Phil, what was going on with the dog food at the end with the barcode stuff? From my understanding, I'd have to watch that again, and we'll get to that in the recap, but I was vague in the recap. I think she looked at the barcode, scanned it, it came back, she couldn't quite scan it, but she recognized it for some reason, like looked at it and looked at the kind of bag it was, and it was about a dog food sized bag, and she kind of went to the dog food section, started looking at the dog food bags, and found the one that had the exact same barcode, and then saw an address to the place that produced it on there. At least that's what I saw. I could have not been following it 100%, but ultimately I think that's what happened with that area code 504. I thought Carol wanted to be left alone. Exactly. She does want to be left alone, but when she actually is alone, She's realizing how much she actually needs people. And anyway, so she gets to writing a list, and she's cleaning up, and she's setting up to shoot a video. She's wearing the blazer, like a Better Call Saul man. Was it yellow? It might have been yellow. And she records to the other 12 survivors. And she's like, listen, I found a way to fuck with these. No, I found a way to maybe turn the world back. I don't know. These other afflicted people, they can't lie. I also learned that they can't lie. I also discovered this alien virus or whatever they are. They can't lie. And then I asked them what a cure is, and it really pissed them off. That caused them all to cry and be upset and burst into tears. And as I found out, one of you was really pissed off about. And then they left my city and left me all alone. And all of this just tells me that I'm onto something, and that they really just are hurt that they can't lie and tell me that there isn't a cure when there is a cure, and I figured out there's a cure. We all need to get together, band together, work together as one. Some of you might think the world is better this way. Some of you might think peace and love and happiness and hippie trippy nonsense is the way to go. But what you'll realize in the end, when your cold, dead corpse is rotting, you're going to miss your individuality. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but which is it's just an amazing moment. And she's like, us 13 need to work together. Like Voltron, we need to combine together to save humanity. We owe it to humanity. Good luck and Godspeed. Anyone who says this isn't a comedy doesn't fucking understand. This is freaking hilarious. The way she does it, the earnestness she delivers this, they balance this off with the seriousness of the moment, because it is serious. You can feel the weight of it, but you can also feel the severe and epic comedy of it all. And trying to reach these dumbasses, and I'll say it again, these people are dumbasses. But it does set up an amazing element, as Bill Chill points out in the live chat, and kind of what I'm hinting at here, individualism versus collectivism. And that huge dynamic of is it really 13-1? You know, that's what the numbers would be on this. But I think the biggest deciding factor of what's different about Paraguay Guy and Carol versus the other ones that we've seen so far is everyone else has a family member that didn't die in the purge and has them as their chaperone. And would it make a difference? I mean, we heard Joe screaming about it a couple episodes ago, that it wouldn't, he'd kill me or Katie, it doesn't matter, if he knew we'd been turned. Knife to our back of our heads. But I wonder, seriously, I mean, I don't have a kid. Like I said earlier, I have a dog, but I have cousins, I have family, I have best friends. I have partners that have meant a great deal to me emotionally throughout my life at different times. And if somebody in those moments had been turned, but they were around being nice, whatever you want, I'm happy. Yes, this person is very happy right now. What can we get you? Do you want to go to? Do we want to go to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro and then go to a VR roller coaster ride, or I'm just making up stupid, and then go to the greatest lazy river in all the universe and have you be able to smoke a gigantic blunt and drink endless fruity beverages there? Yes, we can do that. Would I melt into it and be like, everything's okay, shut up, Carol, shut up, Joe, everything's okay, come on, not so bad. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. So, especially when also on the show, they're setting this up in some of the symbolism in a very interesting way, where like in the hospital scene where you see Carol inside in the dark and then everyone outside in the light with triumphant music working together. Both sides are wrong. There is a happy medium. What have we learned from, is it the Goldilocks? What's the one with the just right? Is that Goldilocks? It's good to have things in the medium. Everyone wants the freedom, but the safety and the security of the hive mind. Prague. Sorry to call you. I'm not saying your whole name, and I'm thinking about Oz when I'm calling you Prague. That works, though. Definitely not dead bodies. They can't make powder from dead bodies. Hell, I use that shit too, man. Finally caught up. I LOL'd so many times this episode. So did I, Smokey P. This was one of the funniest episodes for me of the season. She had me laughing my ass off, especially in so many different moments. This scene when she's filming this whole thing, and then the second thing she films too, just had me cracking up. And I think it makes the payoff of the intense moments better because it's bringing me across the spectrum of my emotions. It's giving me every emotion I could possibly want from that standpoint. Why did they release today? Good question. I believe they released today. Great to see Ledness in the live chat. First episode without Zosha. She'll be back next week. We did see her for a second in the bed at the very beginning of the episode. I think. When she walks in, the nurses in the hospital room. I think we see her for like half a second. Exactly. Now we have to wait 8 damn days. Exactly. That's the non-benefit of releasing it a couple days earlier. As for why, I think it was a two-pronged reason of why they did. Thanksgiving in the USA is on Thursday, which essentially they release it Thursday night in the USA, or Thursday evening on the West Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. So that's kind of early, and that's during Thanksgiving meal. That being said, also Stranger Things releases tomorrow, 3 episodes, and I think Thanksgiving is a day off, and then Friday's a couple of episodes too. So they might have wanted to stay away from the schedule of that. I doubt that's really true, but it is a factor as well, because I'm not saying there's tons of crossover audience, but I'm sure there's some crossover audience, and this is highly anticipated sort of thing. So I'm sure I could see them wanting to jumpstart, get this, deliver this earlier in the week because of both of those factors. That's my speculation. I don't know this. I don't know anything. That's just my ass pulley thing right there. It's probably because of Thanksgiving, but I'm going to add in that Stranger Things comes out as well. I think they're all alive in that storage. Ledness thinks it's something definitely more unexpected in there. Dead bodies is the most likely alternative, but I don't know. I want something else. Might just be that they were putting in dead bodies, nothing to do with the powder. What if there's alien bodies in that storage there? PSX Paul, a lot of people will be watching football all day, and that's the other thing. A lot of people watching football all day on Friday and eating food and passing out early. We got another text message right now. Thank you so much for anyone that's calling in. Area code 586. We all think they're drinking dead bodies, right? Right? That's what I'm saying, right? It's probably something different just because we're all thinking that, and Vince is not one to always do the Arkham's razor situation. Arkham Asylum's razor. He's not one to always do that and do the most obvious on the point thing. Sometimes he likes to swerve you a bit. So and a couple people pointed that out in the live chat too. So that is worth mentioning. That being said, area code 586, I'm with you. My instinct was it was maybe either that or some blue meth of some kind. That's right. Blue meth. Excuse me. Sorry, everyone in the live chat. I have a drinking problem. I really love these things. Quick side note. I love these little, what are these things? What kind of water drinker things are these? What's it like? I forget what they're called, but they actually have a name. But they're like the dribble cup sometimes. I'm drinking from it, and it just dribbles all over my goddamn face. Tight. But it could be meth. It could be goddamn meth. Sorry for that little break. When I do the show by myself, I need to organize musical water breaks. Tumblers, right? Is that what they're called? Tumblers. It's wonderful. Thank you, Prague. I got myself to it right before you put that in the live chat. But yeah, do you know what I have in there? I have grinded up dead body dust and blue meth and vodka, of course, because to honor Carol. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Thank you for mentioning that. Hopefully you guys do have your drink in your hand. If and in honor of Teflon, grab your thug mug if you have it, and grab it up. And our new we have a new emoji, and we have a few new emojis for our live viewers, for the channel members. We got 2 Carols, and I also added the Walking David and Tony, and a different one of me. So here with my dog in it. So there you go. There's some of our new things for if you become a channel member and want to share it in the. You guys requested the Carol one. There you frickin' go. So we got another text message. Thank you so much for anyone texting. You're welcome to text or call this number, 781-990-8509. Again, if you're listening to this audio cast anytime later, week, month, years later, whatever, you can always call that phone number, 781-990-8509, and leave a voicemail or a text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and share your thoughts. For area code 443, I bet it was dead bodies, but the hive mind only eats certain parts of the bodies. So maybe the brain, I'm not sure, but it has to be much more messed up than just a body, says 443. I think you're right. It's got to be much, much more messed up. It's fucking horrible. It's going to be dirty and gross. It's going to be something unexpectedly disgusting. Oh, Prag, that means more to me than you know. Welcome to the fun. I hope you enjoy. We enjoy all the craziness and all the good folks in the live chat. We have such a good time. So welcome to the fun. And to anyone, as I said, listening to the audio cast in this, if you ever want to join in on the live stuff, we're live every Thursday evening, except for this week, Thanksgiving, at 10:30 p.m., right after the episode drops on Apple Plus. And join us. Join us, Carols. Or keep listening to the audio cast too. Or if you're watching this later, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Phil, link your stream to your cell phone. Let's put it in there. Let's put it in the live chat. Let's put our Joes. He is always right. Okay, so she wraps it up. Godspeed. She makes the video and she calls the number again. Has to listen to Patrick Fabian's damn voice again. And it's like, I have a package. Make copies of it. Translate it. Subtitles, send it out. And the drone, the one of many batteries not included drones that fly in. She's like, okay, you fuckers. And they pick it up and they fly the thing off. Which sets up the joke later. We'll get to the joke later that it ends up setting up, but it sets up a great joke. So she goes and gets some rest. She gets in bed. She hears something and she gets up. Oh, there we go. There's our Joe emojis in the live chat. She gets some rest and she hears something. She gets up. Something's rustling around outside. And we look outside and there are wolves or coyotes in her trash. Direwolves. And she grabbed a golf club and she starts banging on the door and she yells at them and she goes outside. I wouldn't have gone outside, but she goes outside and they're gone. And all the trash is scattered everywhere. It looks fucking gross and horrible. And she gets on the phone again and we have to hear the message again. And she says, put on all the lights now. Lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off. Turn the damn lights on. Whoa, it's a lot of me. Hi. So, and she goes back to bed. She puts her mask on. And I thought a small little touch that was kind of cool. There's a book on the well, so many words I can't think of night table. There's a book on the night table that says, and then there were none, which is an interesting parallel to her situation of being all alone. I got issues, man. Or just look up Talking Pluribus, actually. Talking Pluribus. Well, let me see. Where did I have the thingy in the live chat right now? Do I have it? Where is it? But yeah, look up Talking Pluribus. That would be the best way to find all of that shit. There we go. So she asked for the lights to come out, and she asked them again to. Here we go. Yeah, look for this. Look for this picture. Talking Pluribus with this picture. So the book said, and then there was none. So she asks for all the lights to go on. She puts on her mask so she can enjoy the light. Go into the light, Picard. The next day, she cleans up the trash. Good shot as she's cleaning it all up, and just a visually not more stunning shots. This is what I wrote in my notes. Do I keep mentioning how motherfucking stunning all the shots are? And she calls again. It's interesting how much she hates these people and how awful she feels, but how she keeps calling them and keeps like essentially needing them. She's like, I need you for trash pickup. And this is another part of the episode that just made me laugh. She hangs up after she says she needs trash pickup. And there's like a pause. There's like a few moments of silence. Another thing I like about the show is it's not afraid of silence. And there's a big long break of silence. And then the phone rings. And it's the recording again. But they just had Hamlin come in and make this recording. Carol, we can pick up your trash, but just bags. And there's a minimum weight. And can you put the bags 15 inches apart from each other? She's like, okay. She goes outside and we get another beautiful shot of her in the trash bin, like picking the trash out. And she throws the trash bag on the ground and she watches the drone come in, and the drone comes in and it picks up the trash, and the trash is probably a little heavier than 16 pounds apparently, and it's having trouble carrying it. It's swerving a little bit. It looks like it's had a few too many to drink. It's like swerving down the street. It's quite ridiculous watching this damn freaking drone try to walk down the street. It's like, or fly, but you know what I mean. It's like, oh, hey guys. And it finally gets going. And this is what's funny. What's really funny about this scene is because it's initially funny. Like watching it try to lift this trash bag is funny, right? At least for me, whatever. I'm saying what I think is funny. It's fucking funny, right? And you're like, oh, haha, it's not the weight. It's not the weight, whatever. It's not going to make it out. It's going to drop it or something like that. It's going to keep having to pick it up. And it gets it, and it's going. It's like, oh, it's making it out. It's making it out. And then it flies right into the telephone pole. It doesn't just crash. It wraps around twice, turns around, cracks, and then the trash bag cracks open and all the trash falls down the pole. It was perfect. It was fucking perfect. Like the pizza getting on the roof of Breaking Bad. Again, the comparisons to the show aren't stuff that happens in the show is like what happens in Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. It's the production quality in the way that they put together these ridiculous situations sometimes where things just happen like this. Like science, bitch. Like it's just perfect. I can't say it any better. It was just such a perfect scene and perfect moment, and made me straight up pause the episode because I was laughing too hard. It was fucking funny as hell. Isn't Skinny Pete and Badger need to show up? They do. If we have any crossover, they're the ones that do need to fucking crossover. Haymaker, that is so amazingly true that people would show up at those poor people's houses and try to throw a pizza on their roof, to the point where the people had to move, and they even tried putting like a plastic pizza on the roof, and that didn't work. And that's why that's one of the reasons why the town that they're using, or the setup that they're using, the neighborhood they were using for Carol, they just made that. It's like they kind of copied what the TV series From is doing, where they just sort of made their own little town or own little neighborhood. The Warlord says, what's in the bag? She's probably has to cut them off from it to break the joining. She can only wean a few people off at a time. That would be an amazing sort of peak end moment of the season, realizing that you can do that and maybe successfully cutting some people off. And so, because we have to start thinking about this at the halfway point of the season now, where this is going where it's going to cut us off and what's going to be that big thing that happens. I just throw all my trash in my neighbor's yard. It works. Plus, they probably deserve it. Animal beat drums. So the drone, it's just a fun angle, and it was really freaking hilarious of just the trash falling down. So instead, she collects it all and she brings it to a public trash receptacle, which I've done this too. It's like for 6 months I lived somewhere. I didn't have a trash barrel, so I just put the trash in my trunk and go to the park and throw it in the trash in the park dumpster. Anyways, so big trash bin that they had down there, not a dumpster. So so she starts looking at all these or throwing things in the trash bin, and there's a weird moment where she's taking the covers off and moving them around. She looks in the recycle bin for a second, and she sees the empty milk containers, like the little single elementary school milk containers. And she looks in, she goes to a dumpster, she starts looking at another trash receptacle. She goes to a dumpster, she starts looking in, and she sees even more in there. And it's kind of another moment that made me laugh. She falls in the dumpsters, pratfall, but it worked really well. And then she's surrounded by the milk. It almost looked like the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit, where she's in with all the milk, and she's like, fuck. It's like she's having a ball. Dun. Horrible. I'm sorry. So what's she do next? After you're in a dumpster of milk, what's the next mission? You go to milk headquarters, of course. So she shows up at the headquarters of milk, and she goes to the milk filling machine and the milk dispensary, and she puts her finger under there. Oh my God. Indirectly, everything I'm saying right now is really horribly dirty if you hear it out of context. And she plays with some goo with her fingers. And she's like, it looks like some sort of residue. It's little gummy. It's who knows what it is. And she's in the Santa Claus. She hears something arising, such a clatter. And she yells out, she looks in the other room, and Katie Crow and Bloodraven are having a snack. No, it's a couple crows or ravens having a snack, and it's some sort of powder-like substance. She's not sure what it is. And she brings that shit home. And she sends all the flipped people another message. She tells everyone, these things love their fucking milk. But it's not milk in any of them. It's some weird liquid. Like they shut the whole town down, and they were producing this stuff, and they're not producing it anymore because they shut the whole town down, and now they're not producing it anymore. And now I'm here alone. And they mix this stuff with water, and they mix this powder stuff. And I'm sure everywhere, wherever you are, there's some sort of dispensary mixing this shit up together, and it's gross. I don't know what it does. I have it right here. Let's see. Maybe it's how they're staying connected. I know it doesn't have a smell. It has a weird texture like olive oil, but thicker. It's got a pH of 7.1, and that's got to be meaningful. I thought that was another line that I lost it. I had to push pause. It was so funny to me. She's like, and it's got a pH of 7.1, because they make a big deal showing her measure the pH in the scene before, like she's some fucking scientist or some shit. I'm no scientist. she's like, it's got a pH of 7.1. What's that mean? I don't know, but it's got to be meaningful. Sure, Doc Brown, it's like you're a freaking genius, Carol. We all have our talents, and science is not yours. I just thought it really cracked me up. Like I'm crying now thinking about it, because it just made me laugh. The way she says it, it's just such a great line read too. It's 7.1, and that's meaningful. You know what else is 7.1? Celery and water. So it's not chlorine, and her voice starts cracking too, like she's making an ass of herself. Any response? I don't even know if you guys are getting these. And then she's like, she goes all Captain Sisko, and she's like, computer, delete that entire recording. Thank you. I'm not a scientist. That's a neutral pH level. Earth is in the Milky Way galaxy, bro. Imagine. The alien equivalent of quark, I guess. Powdered milk. Did they signal come from the Milky Way? I think at the milk factory there was a convection mirror. Was it just powdered milk? Maybe it was. Maybe that's the hilarity of it all. That the powder stuff, it was just powdered milk. Yeah, she basically said it's neutral. She did. And just the way she says it, the earnestness, the excitement of which her discovery is dictating it was pure, beautiful beautiful, indulgent comedy for me. It was amazing. And then she's like, computer, delete that entire recording. Greetings, fellow Earth citizens. And she starts recording another one. So then we flash to the wolves coming in and the whole pack and Carol's making a big drink. I'm going to be with Carol. I'm going to make myself a big drink. So she looks out. She hears these wolves are rising a clatter again outside. And she looks outside and the hungry wolves are digging into where she has Helen buried. And she is like, fuck. And her initial instinct, and I thought this was very real too. Her initial instinct when she sees this, when you're in a moment like that, she runs outside like, oh my God, you fuckers, and she looks and they start howling at her, looking at her like, and she just goes, fuck, and runs back in the house. She runs to the cop car. And again, this turns into another funny moment. She tries to get the shotguns free and she's like pulling it. She's like, fuck, I get this thing free. It won't break free. I want to break free. I want this shotgun to break free. I got some wolves that are digging up my wife. Sorry, that wasn't funny, but it made me laugh. So she's trying to get the shotgun out. She can't. So she's like, fuck this. And she gets in the car, or she starts the car and she drives through the fence into the backyard and slams in and starts putting on the sirens and shit like that. Then she falls asleep in the car with the lights on and all that stuff. And when she wakes up in the morning, she turns over, and this creates another one of the most hilarious parts of the episode for me. She turns and she sees like an easy release button for the shotguns, and she's like, God damn it. So she looks at the keys and she finally uncuffs her hand, and happy music plays as she goes and gets some stones at the Home Depot to protect the grave. And this is sort of a heartfelt scene. It gets kind of happy-ish, not happy, but like emotional, positive emotional. Again, runs this gambit of emotion. And this was really extremely well filmed with the desert in the background. And her getting these things, her driving home with the car, bumping on the bottom, scattering through it. She's scattering through all the sparks of emotion that she still has for this particular situation. As she, like, this whole thing is the weight dragging her down as she's suddenly with nobody, but she's using these to protect the memory of what she had. And maybe this was partly her finally saying goodbye in some ways too. I thought this was a very meaningful kind of scene. And we're in an episode that had a moment that had a drone crashing into a street lamp for comedy and her falling into a dumpster. And on top of that, at the end of this episode, like I said, at this point, we have this like a truly an emotional moment that reigns true. And Vince is a master of combining all genre into, or creating a genre onto himself. Like, this has that Vince Gilligan vibe to it. It's the only way you can say, like, a dark, sardonic sense of humor to it, while still being incredibly deep and multi-layered. You could use that as a descriptor of Vince as a person. He's got a sardonic sense of humor, but he's so, hey, what's going on? Like, so unassuming, but so, and then he'll say these things that are just so multi-layeredly intellectual, but he says it in this aw shucks Columbo kind of way. Well, the interspecies interaction with the thing on the Star Trek was kind of really morbidly depicted in Quark's bar when that dude was drinking the root beer. And I like root beer too. Yummy. Like that's a horrible Vince Gilligan. But it's like, but he'll say, I'm a fanboy, and I'm fine with that. Wilson is a character from the film Castaway. Oh, Castaway. We need a Wilson. I thought that Carol was going to get a Rose toy from the store when she walked right into it historically. I thought so as well. If Carol isolated long enough, she definitely needs somebody. And I think that this is our first time we've seen her completely alone in that way. And maybe Sonic, but I'm definitely going to get him on here before the end of the season. So, so we get a cinematic fade to a montage of her finishing up the grave. And it's like, we get the sun setting behind her, the shadows. I wrote in the notes, underlined a few times, very, very classic. It just had a classic movie vibe to it. Bravo. So she goes inside, she paints a gravestone, and it's a sad moment. And she goes inside and she finally sits down to have her drink. And this is where I get a little confused on what I see happen. She sees a barcode on a package and she heads to Sprouts to scan it. And it doesn't work. And she looks at it though, and she looks at the size of the bag, and she's like, this looks similar. This bag looks similar. And the barcode is the same as a dog food company. She goes and finds the dog food that has the same barcode. She can kind of see it's the same barcode. And anyways, so the dog food company has an address here in Albuquerque. So she goes there and she goes on a hunt, and then she goes through, the only way I can describe it is she goes through a dark walk through the caverns of a dog food place. And she's walking through there, and she's walking past all this food on the shelves, and I mentioned this earlier, and the way they have this set up is she's walking towards the camera, and then she pauses something. She opens up a box and looks inside and goes, huh. And the episode cuts. And that's the end of our episode. What's in the box? What's in the bag? What's under the tarp? What did she see there? That's what we've been trying to figure out all night. And that's when the episode ends. And that's our episode of Pluribus. Another truly amazing episode of this show. I am all in on it at this point. 4 episodes in. Or 5 episodes. Wait, was this our 5th episode? Or 5th episode? 5 episodes in. 4th week, 5th episode in. And it's under my skin now. And now I have to wait 8 goddamn days to find out what actually is in the box. As much as I want to believe, I think I know something, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be dead bodies, ground up bodies, body parts, this, that, another thing. It's likely something we could not even imagine. So tonight I had a poll in the live chat during our recap. Let's see where we ended up. Ooh, we got 54 total votes. Thank you, everyone that's joining tonight and everyone that voted. What's in the box is the question. And 54% of you said dead bodies. 35% said something else. And 11% said milk. So whatever it is, I was just going to say the stupidest thing in the world. Whatever it is, like a John Madden kind of, if the team that scores more points is going to win the game. Whatever it is, we're going to see it next episode. But who knows? We might not. It could be something really, I'm not going to say it could be a troll, but it could be something that, this is the same show that set up a trailer countdown for 3 days that ticked away, that at the end of the countdown had a 30-second teaser of a girl licking a donut. So all I'm saying is this could be a swerve. It could be all of her books. I know that's ridiculous and there's no reason for it to be that, but it could be her books. They've collected all of her books from bookstores and they're storing it down there or something. All the books from town. Now that wouldn't make sense. But what I'm saying is it could be something ridiculous like that. Something personal to her that she has some sort of emotional reaction to when she reads it or sees it or has some sort of visceral interaction with it. Could be that. Could be something else. Let's see what people in the live chat say. Now is the time, everyone. If you have any question or comment that I haven't addressed tonight, get it in the live chat. Text me, 781-990-8509, or call on in that phone number, again, 781-990-8509, and share your thoughts on this episode. Any questions or comments or any info that you want to know. And I don't know why I made want a sequel there, but that's where we're at. Let me close out my notes right there so I don't have to deal with them. There we go. So, alien equivalent of Quarren, my guess. Gwyneth's head is in the box. that would be the one. That would be a wonderful tie-in, right? Wouldn't it be if it ends up being Gwyneth Paltrow's head in the box? It's all the licked donuts, Gary. Out of all the things that it could be, it's most likely licked donuts. Theory: when Carol snapped last episode, someone important died or caused a chain reaction to make the aliens find a cure. Thus they're staying away. Very possible. And they could be staying away because they can't lie, and right now they want to kill Carol. Or I guess what we do learn about them staying away is they do have some sort of survival instinct, correct? Like, because she's been apt to kill them in simultaneous days, or no, not simultaneous days, 2 days in a row. Then what? Actually, it's 3 days in a row. Like, she's pretty much killed them every day since this has happened. There's been a day she's killing at least a few of them, or drugging them, or doing something. I do know the Muffin Man, who brings it down to do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. I just watched the ending again. It might not be bodies because of how long it took her to react. She stepped back and thought about it and then reacted. Someone else said that in the chat earlier too. That was coming right off at the beginning, saying that she double takes. She doesn't go, she goes, and yes, that's 100% our good buddy Howard Hamlin, Patrick Fabian, as the voice of the answering machine message, which makes me hope that we get to see good old Howie at some point in this world. But I don't know, even if he's just a cameo voice that pops in, I think he's so perfect for his cadence is so perfect for the Pluribus stuff that it was great to hear him deliver that kind of dialogue. Can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. The best use of the gingerbread man joke was in Shrek. With John Lithgow. He's like, oh, can't catch me, you're the gingerbread man. Clack. Sorry. Do you know the Muffin Man? Okay. Phil, would you mistreat the aliens or get along with them? I mean, I'm afraid that I would be like Annette Bening in Mars Attack. I'm like, they're here. Hi. You're my friends. I'd be sitting there playing a bongo. I'd be like, can we jam? I got to hear what your alien music is like. I got to learn your beats. So I try to be friends with them. I'd be, no, not my gumdrop buttons. I would be friends with all of them. We would be buddies. No, I wouldn't. I'd like to think all of that, but I would probably inherently mistrust them. I'd like to think all of those sorts of things. And that's one of the beautiful things about this show. You put yourself in these positions. And I think it's the benefit of it being a singular main character too. It makes it easier and more interesting to put yourself in those positions, right? And I would like to think I would be a good person, but I would probably be a dickbag, a selfish dickbag, or really mistrusting, or scared, or overdo it, or over-friendly. I would fuck up somehow is basically my point. Whatever it is, I would be too hot or too cold. I wouldn't be just right. Exactly, but just a little less pervy. I'd be like a mega superstar. Do you know? I would also ask some questions. This is what I think I would do. I would be simultaneously looking for cures, doing everything Carol's doing, but I wouldn't be as mean to them. I would be, like I said, hey, I spent the whole day looking for a cure. Could you fly me to the biggest lazy river in the world and stop by Vegas so I can get some of those fruity beverages? And stop by Amsterdam so we can pick up some green stuff, or stop by some plants. You pick up some pizza. Let's and pasta. Let's get some. Stop in New York City and get some pizza. Let's go to Italy and get some pasta. I would probably be polite, but secretly behind closed doors, I'd be plotting their doom in any way, shape, or form I can do. So I also would be asking questions, trying to learn, trying to build on things as well. I would befriend them and try to, yeah, exactly, Sonic. That would be my gig in that particular situation. Because I think it's the best strategy. Because you don't want to be dicks. You don't want to end up in a situation where you're licking the top of tuna cans unless you absolutely have to, or eating dog food. Not that I wouldn't if I was hungry. I'm saying, like, if I was starving, and I might be that poor one day, who knows? The tough world out there, and I don't have a lot of money. But if I was that hungry, I would eat dog food. I've talked about that in the last stream too. I would eat dry dog food before I'd eat wet dog food. We clearly established that. But I would eat anything. I would eat bugs. I would, do whatever you do, eat plants, talk to a volleyball, do whatever you need to do to survive. That being said, you don't have to do that right now in this world. You can say, listen, dumbass. You could leave a voicemail on that on the Howard Hamlin hotline and go, hey, dingleberries, leave me a 5-star meal, blah, 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 and make it snappy. And they're going to do it. So I would take advantage of that, but I'd still be going through the motions of trying to find a cure and pressing them for more information. And all the things that Carol is doing to try to reach those points. But I would also be making my life a little bit easier in the process, And enjoying some of the perks that maybe I can't enjoy in my life now. I wasn't as well off as Carol. I'm not as successful in my endeavors. Excuse me. Would you want to meet any celebrity infected? Well, Tony and I talked a little bit about this on on bonus episode on the podcast and on Tony's channel on his live stream about this. I would like to be all highbrow. I would be pure and innocent, and I would not be like the guy on Air Force One in any way, shape, or form. But if Marissa Tomei or Michelle Pfeiffer survived, I might want to hang out with one of such celebrities. To have a drink of olive oil, goo, solvent green, or whatever they're eating these days, and get to know them a little bit better. So I can't lie. There's maybe a few celebrities in certain contexts I might want to come across for whatever indulgent reasons I can't quite evoke right now without making myself sound like the biggest fucking douche on the planet. But I wouldn't necessarily not do that initially anyway. So to answer your question, yes, there would probably be a handful of celebrities I may want to hang out with and get to know. Of course. Ew, what is that stuff? Hey guys, just finished the episode. Yeah, what is that stuff? Ew, gross. I thought you were grossing my Michelle Pfeiffer moment. I can eat tuna and SpaghettiOs and canned soups. I mentioned this in the comment section of the short that I did about the dog food thing. I eat SpaghettiOs and meatballs a couple times, once a week at least. It's sort of my comfort shitty food that I'll have. Like one meal a week, I'll have like a can of SpaghettiOs. And I can't imagine the meat in that's much different than dog food meat. It's just cooked with different ingredients. Phil would be exactly like Air Force One guy. I'm not saying I would not be like Air Force One guy. I'd make the cast of Game of Thrones come and redo the last season in your backyard, Sonic. Monty, I'm not sure yet, but if he does, it would be on Sundays. But he might have gone in a different, eyeing the next show, getting himself ready for Night of the Seven Kingdoms. But I will try to get him out here on one of these evenings when he does not have to work, maybe on a Friday, since we do this on Thursday evenings. But if he is going to be doing that, it'll probably be on a Sunday night. Yeah, I would have my favorite bands perform in my backyard. That's another good one. I would like have certain musicians come. Do they retain their musical ability when you go into the hive? When you get all hivey, do you retain your musical abilities? Do you retain the knowledge of your acting career? If I sat down with Edward Norton, could he tell me about what it was like to work with Robert Williams on Death to Smoochie? Phil, don't feel bad. There's people that do a lot worse. I bet they would. Yes, we got. Thank you, everybody, using our new toady emoji in the live chat. Thank you so much for using that. And that's we'll definitely get him out here as well to talk about this stuff. I would say those SpaghettiOs or dog food or whatever, canned food, those kind of things, junk food like that, or those kind of meals are very, I compare them to reality shows in bad television. You like what you like, and then you can think what the other ones, the ones that other people like, are fucking gross. My friend Nick, who might actually be here during the season finale, because he's staying here during the Christmas break. So him and his son might be in the background during our season finale. But he loves beefaroni. Chef Boy, and I think that stuff is swill. I couldn't even take a bite of it. But I eat SpaghettiOs and meatball. I make little mini meatball subs out of the meatballs and SpaghettiOs and meatballs. I can't eat a Mama Celeste pizza, but I'll eat Elio's pizza. I'll put that shit in the microwave for 9 minutes and make it a pizza cracker till it's crunchy. You know, like, I think that shit's delicious. Some people can't stand Velveeta. Some people love Kraft. You know, it's junk food like that, like easy cooked junk food like that, is very individualistic. And SpaghettiOs is a big one for me, for sure. I like the SpaghettiOs without the weird hot dogs. When I was a kid, I would eat them cold rather than canned. I talked about this actually last week, strangely enough. There was a period of time where I ran away briefly, and when I ran away, my big thing was I carried a bunch of cans of SpaghettiOs with me. I took 9 cans of SpaghettiOs. I'm like, I'm going to survive forever. And I ran out of them in like a week, and then I had to start going to Wendy's Super Salad Bar and stealing ketchup packets. Oh, I know why I talked about it, because I also would go into the Pewter Pot and Friendly's and steal the little creamers. And that was my dessert. Yummy. Just like the guy from last week. And Warlord, the Catwoman uniform would be required in my particular situation. I'd make nachos with canned. Oh, everyone has their thing, you know? Everyone has their junk food like thing that they enjoy. What did I do? Oh, okay, let me push that. Play that. Here we go. Keep it coming in the live chat. As long as you guys have questions and comments, I'll keep this going a bit longer and keep your questions coming. And the text line and phone line are open as well, 781-990-8509. Feel free to do either. Leave a voicemail or call on in or text on in if I missed your comment or question somehow. And again, I want to take a moment to mention our audio cast, Talking Pluribus, which is doing excellently. Thank you to everyone. We have over 1,000 downloads and streams so far, and we've only been on for a few weeks. We thank everyone that's checking it out. And if you are checking that out, make sure whatever your podcasting platform, and even if you're on the YouTube side and just watching the YouTube video, go to your podcasting thing and find us and give us a 5-star review and write some cryptic, awful review like, Phil likes to smell dog food, but make sure you give the 5-star review, of course, But we thank everyone that's been checking out the podcast. We've had over 300 downloads and streams this past week, so it means everything. The cast is growing, and we appreciate it, and we'll keep doing this, and I'll try to keep content going on in the off season via the podcasting platform as well. So thank you guys, everybody that's been checking it out and checking out the shorts as well. We got Jesse. Why is Wendy's closing restaurants? Those burgers are fire. They are closing? Oh, my goodness. I think they're closing because they closed the Super Salad Bar, and everything's been downhill since then. Yikes. Those coffee creamers are great. I took shots of those things. Those things were amazing. I'm just going to call you Moonshine, Moni. Moni Sunshine. Poor Carol. I kind of felt bad for her, especially with those damn coyote wolves. It's only been 8 days. Rest in peace, Helen. And that makes it even more horrible what Picard did to Kirk in Star Trek Generations. The wolves get to him. Plinkett's right. What's up, Jesse? Great to see you, Jesse. Haymaker. They were fucking scary. They were a really scary dire wolf situation going on there. As I said, Nymeria was screaming, "Let me go, let me go. Let us out, let us out." That was Quark's favorite part of the episode. Didn't you like that, Quark? Yep, he did. See? He's joining at the show. He loves it. And it was very scary. I'm scared of bumping into wolves. I see coyotes sometimes when I walk dogs for work, and in some of the off-trail paths I go, you get into coyote situations. It gets scary with them. They're very deceptive. And they're very manipulative, coyotes. They'll send one out. If you ever see one coyote, just look around. The rest of them are scattered around somewhere. And they'll come out and they'll try to get the dog to play with them. They'll come out do dog moves like, hey, Carol, we're friendly, Carol, come play with us. This one came down, lay down, showed its belly, was lying down, and was trying to get the dog to come with it. And if the dog comes with it, it gets surrounded by all its coyote buddies. And you look down the corner and you see all the coyote friends hanging out being like, yeah, come this way, little one. We're gonna fucking kill you. But then some dogs are just they run through them. When I'm walking the Malamutes, they're just like, fuck you, coyotes. They just charge at them. And the coyotes scatter. I have to carry mace or pepper spray. And in one situation, they came at me and I had to spray them in the face with pepper spray. It gets scary. Definitely gets scary. I was in the... I ended up in a weird place. I was sort of not paying attention, and I was walking around. And this dog that I had an off-leash dog, was like a hound. And he scattered. He left. And I was like, what the fuck did that dude leave? And I'm like, where'd you go? And I turn around and I look, and it's just a group. I wandered into the den. You just see bones everywhere. I'm like, fuck. And one sort of did what Carol did, and I did a quick spray of pepper spray, and it distracted him enough, and I ran the other direction. Yeah. It was sad that... So I can totally relate to that moment that Carol's getting, when the heart starts beating and you just see the wolf's face, and this is a coyote, not a wolf, just looking at me I'm just like, fuck. Especially when I realized that Tuck was the name of the dog, had gone away. I was like, Tuck just left me alone, you asshole. Yeah, it's true. Coyotes, it's underused that coyotes do use Acme rockets, and they do, when they fall down, they go, ah, whoosh. So, but then they come back, so they can't be stopped. The first episode with animals, wolves, and the crows were eating the powder too. And I still beg to ask the question, where are the goddamn dogs? I mean, there's a lot of dogs. As somebody that, again, walks people's dogs, there's a lot of dogs. There's a lot of dogs. You walk, and where are all these dogs? Seriously. They have to be somewhere, right? And because we've seen dog food now, they're making it more obvious that something's up with the dogs, right? Or am I reading into that a bit too much? I mean, maybe I am, but I think there is something to be said about the fact that all the dogs seem to be missing. All the dogs are in heaven. I don't think so. Can they kill dogs? No, they say they don't kill animals because they're veggies, right? Or they say they try not to kill animals. Maybe if they need, no, because they dumped all the dog food out and using the dog food bags. So they put all the dog food in Detroit. I keep using Detroit. And all the dogs are hanging out in Detroit eating a giant dog food pile because we know they can exit the cities. We saw them do that tonight. So where are they all hanging out? Where are they all congregated? That's something we need to see, and I'm wondering if we'll see it before the end of the season. When these things leave, where they are they all going through the motions every day and then they go somewhere to shut down for the night? Where do they go to shut down for the night? Are there certain cities that are inhabited, certain cities that aren't? Are they keeping all the cities inhabited, or are there certain ones that they're declaring are just empty, like everyone's in Los Angeles and New York, or everyone's in Texas because it's big, or something, like whatever, like where is everyone going? And on top of that, again, I ask, where are the dogs and the cats? And they can't be in the same place. I know cartoons lied to us. Dogs and cats do get along. It's not mass hysteria. But they don't always get along. And you can't just have all the dogs and all the cats hanging out together. Trust me, I know. You can't have all the dogs hanging out together. That's not good. A lot of dogs are helpless. What happened to all the pugs? All the pugs will die without constant support by their owners. And the Frenchies. And the Bostons. Like, we're not talking about the golden retrievers that are morons. Like, I'm not talking about, like, the wolf dogs and the Malamutes and the Huskies. The whiny Huskies are going to be useless, too. I'm not talking about the German Shepherds or the St. Bernards of the world that will be able to function. I'm talking about the useless ones. I love pugs, but it's an awful design. Those things are going to die. And are there gangs of cats like Heathcliff rolling around? Is it Heathcliff in some towns? Is Top Cat somewhere? Yeah, exactly. Pugs would be killed by wildlife. Pugs would be killed by a tree. A leaf will fall in a pug's face in the wrong way, and it will suffocate itself. I love pugs. Some of my favorite dogs I've ever met were pugs, but they're helpless. They're fucking helpless. Do you know who's going to be running the world, though? Chihuahuas. Like, Chihuahuas are ruling everything. Yeah, when did they create this white stuff? And how do you create this white stuff? I'm going to beat my head at this thing all day until I create white stuff. Where all the they mentioned the zoo animals earlier that they were mauling people. But yeah, where did they all take off to as well? Did they just get a boat like King Kong and take them off to an island somewhere? I don't know. Do we think that I've asked that same question, and I think that's an amazing question, Monty. Do we think that animals are part of the hive? And lions as far as we've known so far, the animals are not part of the hive, but it's hard to 100% speculate that. Oh, the amazing, the wonderful, the incredible, our good buddy, Fernandez T, giving us a super chat donation. Thank you, Fernandez. Cats are bullies. Don't you watch YouTube videos? It's true. I feel like, again, cartoons lied to us where they made it seem like dogs could kick cats' asses. If you watch videos, cats are fucking asshole bullies that really are the ones that dictate relationships with dogs. And cats can... If I'm walking a dog, I'm way more scared of a street cat or an outdoor cat than I am of a random dog. Like if I bump into a stray dog on the street or something like that, I'll go and try to grab that dog and save that fucker. If I bump into like a stray cat on the street, like a feral cat or some shit, that thing is going at the dog I'm trying to walk. And I don't care if I have the biggest scary like bulldog, or giant Malamute type of situation. That cat is coming at it like a honey badger trying to take the damn dog down. Cats are insane. And I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love cats. I had a cat for 19 years that I miss terribly. Terribly. 19 and a half years. Betty the cat. You can see his, you can't see her. You can sort of see his pillow pet in the background. He was on streams. If anyone tuned in back in the early days, you've seen Betty. He passed away in 2019. But yes, I love cats. And I still have scars. Most of the scars I have on my body are from my cat. Then that cat, I will say, that dog right there, and Lotus, my dog previous, and all the dogs I work with, I have barely bumped into any dogs that are like, what's the word? Aggressive enough that they think they could take me in a fight. Or aren't going to listen. Dogs, essentially, even the ones that are misunderstood, want to please you. They're good creatures. They're nice. Nice things. Cats? The cat literally wants to train me and kill me. The cat literally looks at me like, hey, come on, motherfucker, I can kill you. It would face off with me like, hey, I'll get you down. Wake up in the night, it's like got its claw in my face like Freddy Krueger. You will feed me now. You will feed me now, Phil. I don't care. Cats are Mr. Peanut Butter. Thank you. It's tough. Like, it's still to this day tough. I haven't been able to get a cat since him. It's like he was a freaking 19-year-old. You know, like I had him through multiple levels of life. You know, he was pushing 20. I love kitties. Cats play the keyboards. They do. Garfield is running this show. I think we figured it out. The show is being run by Garfield and Heathcliff. But the infected lab rat was being... Okay, let's examine the lab rat situation here. Was the lab rat infected in the way that it was being controlled by the hive, or was it just infected in the way that it was just sick with the virus? I don't know. I tend to think you're right, Moni, that it seemed like that mouse had... It seemed like that, not Mickey, Chunky Cheese there, had a agenda, had a plan. So it did seem like maybe it had a little agency to it, but it could have been just sick and it bit the person. The Cats, was one of the best horror movies. Cats they really are awesome. When people ask me if I'm a cat person or a dog person, I say, shut up. I want to pet all the furry things. I love both cats and dogs equally for different reasons. But cats are, there's nothing I like getting abused by more than a cat. It's a badge of honor. It's like you're winning something. You feel like the most special person. Maybe I have a masochistic, maybe as a cat lover, I have some level of masochistion. Maybe I'm masochistic, but there's something about it feels so like you're winning a prize being abused by a cat. I think no one says it better than De Niro in Meet the Parents. You know, like I can't. Let me see if I can end the show with that. De Niro's quote: "Cats Meet the Parents." I think he says it probably the best. Not the milking the cat, you know, it showed me the cats better than dogs. It showed me the milking the cat. Can you milk a cat, Greg? Can you? My cat used to sleep on my chest all night. Betty used to sleep on my chest all night as well. Mr. Jinx, you can read more quotes. In the film, he pressed him for dogs. Where's the quote? He's like a dog, he will sniff your, like, I can't find the quote, but the dog will like sniff you and do this, blah, blah, blah. A cat, you have to earn a cat's respect, essentially is what he says, something to that effect. My cat ignores me most of the times, but when he comes for attention 2-3 times, and those 2-3 times a day, you're like, oh, it feels so good. That dog right there would live inside my mouth if I let him. If I let that dog put its entire mouth inside my mouth, it would, Carol. Cat scratch fever is a real thing, not just an amazing Ted Nugent song. So, what have we learned from tonight's episode? We learned that Carol is being left alone. We learned that she's explained the cure to most of her friends or her fellow fixed people, her fellow immune people. And no one gives a shit, apparently. They're all perfectly fine living in this world. We know that the joined folks, the others, have given her the cliche breakup. It's not us, it's not you, it's us thing, and we need a little break from you. We know that drones are drunker than I am, and they're flying into telephone poles. We learned that something's weird going on with the dog food, or not the dog food, that they're using the dog food containers to move a substance and using the milk containers to put some sort of, gelatinous substance of some kind. Perhaps solvent green. Something that's gooey, that's got the pH, it's got perfect pH balance. It's like secret, strong enough for a man, but pH balance for a woman. It's gooey, ooey, thicker than olive oil. That's what she said. And what else? What else did we learn tonight? We learned that there is something at the dog food factory that they've been using to package this shit. We learned that there's crows. Wolves. We saw wolves tonight as well. And that we still haven't seen any dogs or cats. I think it's basically most of the things. I mean, we've obviously unpacked things on a deeper level tonight, but that's basically the bullet points of all the things that happened in tonight's episode. I think them eating babies, maybe you could be right about that, John. So chat, do you think the animals except Cody's are joined? I almost want to ask that I'm not sure if I have time right now to have a full poll question about that, but that's a question I'm curious about. Put it in the live chat or in the comment section after the video. Do you think that the animals are joined? Why did I say that like Captain Kirk? Do you think that the animals are joined, Spock? Let us know in the comment section below. That is a horrible Captain Kirk, sir. I've gotten to the point of the evening where I'm talking like Captain Kirk. The birds looked like they were joined like Bloodraven, didn't it? That again was one of Quark's favorite part of the episode when they went quack, blah, blah, blah. And he got his head up. He's like, what was that? Coincidence? I think not. So the worst part of the fact that we had an early episode is that we have to wait even longer for our next episode. Eat babies. Could be eating babies. Let's keep it in the live chat. Maybe some joined. Some didn't like the people, possibly. And I want to thank, we also had a couple of super chats tonight. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for those super chats, for those donations. They mean everything, and it means... Okay, so before we end things, let's go over this animal thing one more thing. We'll wrap it up on this animal topic. So, or if anyone wants to call in, you're welcome to. But what animals have we seen so far in the show? We've seen coyotes. We've seen crows that we saw tonight. Have we seen any other animals? We've had a question about animals. We heard them talk about. One second. Sorry for the ASMR there for a second. Whoa. I needed water in stat. We have not seen dogs and cats, as far as I know. Have we seen any farm animals? we've heard about farm animals and we've heard about zoo animals, but we haven't seen, and we've heard about cats. And I'm pretty sure there was a line about all dogs being let off their leashes. I'd have to watch it again, but I'm pretty sure there was a line about that and saying a couple of the people that are the known, I keep wanting to call them survivors, but the immune, 2 of them were cat lovers. So we heard a cat reference. And now dog food is a big part of this episode. Have we seen any lions and tigers and bears, oh my? No. But we have heard about them. So was tonight really the first animals that we've seen? The rat. We saw the rat in the first episode. But I think the rat, the crows, and the wolves. People in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, no, do not be sorry, Monty. I'm happy that we're here talking, I've been here over 2 hours and we still have a ton of people hanging out live, listening to this, talking about this show. It's part of the reason I'm not stopping right now, or, I'm starting to wrap this up, but I can't get enough talking about this show either. And I can't wait till next week. I can't believe I have to wait 2 extra days to watch the next episode, but we got it 2 days early, so I'm glad. I'm happy for the change up. This ended up working out, and now I can relax tomorrow night and Thursday night. Get a little goofy at Thanksgiving dinner, eat too much, and pass out when I get home at 6:30. So I don't have to worry about going live that night. Have we seen other birds? Have we seen pigeons or anything like that? Not memorably. If we have seen any other birds or owls or eagles or crows or any other bird situations, they haven't been noticeable enough to make a lasting impression on me. A cat will sniff your hand if you extend your hand to them. Dogs are smarter and more friendly. They are. A dog will save your life. A cat will not. Cats will eat your body when you die quicker. They do not kill any animals, but they eat babies in the bodies of humans that have died. Ooh. So Jahanti, 007. I'm going to call you 007 so I don't destroy your name. Has some interesting theories. We had that up. 58% of people also agree with you that they're eating humans in some ways. Could it be dead babies? This could be the start of a dead baby joke. I thought Carol was going to howl in tonight's episode, but she didn't. Isn't there a preview? Whoa. I don't know what that sound was. That was some water getting caught in my teeth. Wasn't there a preview of her howling? Like, I feel like maybe I'm having a faulty memory, but somewhere in my memory I have a vision of her howling, but perhaps I'm wrong. I'm going to continue watching the show now that I know it's not stupid. I love you, Jesse. I bet they don't waste bodies of people who die of natural causes. The 11 million Carol is responsible for probably got turned into kibble. Like Flying in the Sky, I'm going to have to watch for that. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm going to have to turn back now and rewatch these episodes and look in the sky. Is there a bird in the sky up high? Again, I'm doing the William Shatner thing without trying. I'm a poet. I didn't know it. Then they reference with the guy eating the dog food. Yeah. Oh, exactly, Drew. I forgot about that one too. I was talking so much about that last week. And it's this is, and there was so much about dog food tonight. It's easy to forget. In the last episode, we also saw the wet dog food with the dude eating it. Yeah. I don't know what else you do with 866 million bodies. You can't just hide them. You can't just hide those under a rug. That would be a difficult thing to find. To not run into. Just hide them somewhere, you know? Everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been a lot of fun. Money Sunshine, I need to know what they're doing. Like, when did they create the white stuff? What is their end game? Besides trying to join them all. And I hope we start to find those things. I think we will find out those things. I think some of those things will be left up in the air for mysteries and decisions and philosophies to go down different roads, but I think each week we'll get another piece of this mystery unraveled. Is this a werewolf show? If it is, I'd be happy. Is it a milk show? I would be happy with that too. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday if you're celebrating it, and if not, have a wonderful week. And I hope you join us again next week, whether you're listening to the audio cast or whether you're watching us live on YouTube. I cannot say how much this means to me that we get to hang out, because I don't get a lot of people to talk about this stuff with, so getting to come out here and talk to you guys, and it means everything, as I said. So enough licking metaphoric private parts, but truly thank you. We will be back. By we, I mean my multiple personalities. We'll be back next week to talk about episode 6. Oh my God, we're getting close. Only 9 episodes this season. We're already getting close. We're past the halfway point. Thank you, Monty. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you. Thank you, nobody. It's like it's 9 a.m. here. Oh. I appreciate so much you checking this out. Phil, go to sleep. I gotta go do some hippie activities. Talk to you guys next time. Peace. Oh, ooh. Get it over there. Light it up.